Sip on this. People pleasing. Today we will chat about a topic that comes up often in coaching sessions. People pleasing. Often self-described by the clients themselves. They admit they're people pleasers, and it's a problem, and we work to address it. And no, I'm not talking about sexual pleasure. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm referring to sociotropy, the clinical term used to describe a personality trait, which is characterized by an excessive focus on the needs and wants of others at the expense of one's own needs, wants, and desires. And today I have a few strategies to help you overcome people pleasing. So, if this is your first time joining me, welcome. I'm your host, Deirdre Haggerty, a certified career coach and founder of Coachingwithmsd, which offers life coaching and career coaching services that I hope help align your career with your values and vision of life. I am so excited you are joining me today to have a conversation. Coffee in hand, or I have water today, or tea, or whatever it is you're drinking at whatever time you happen to be watching or listening to this, as we chat about life and careers and relationships and all the little things that can shape who we are. I will never talk at you. Hopefully, I'm going to have some guests soon. Actually, I do have a few guests lined up that I think will be very interesting, but I will never talk at you or tell you what to do. It's just the two of us in a coffee shop, in this cute little coffee shop behind me, just chatting about topics that make us laugh or drive us nuts. So, back to sociotropy. Not all who engage in people-pleasing behaviors have sociotropy, although research shows it can be a coping mechanism for underlying symptoms of other mental health conditions. Now, although I went to school for psychology, I'm not a licensed therapist. However, I am a certified career coach, professional coach, and this topic comes up often in sessions. And today's discussion focuses on how people-pleasing can interfere with our own choices in both life and career. So, if you find yourself constantly putting others' needs before your own, if you have difficulty saying no, if you avoid conflict and feel a sense of responsibility for other people's happiness, then I have 5 strategies to help you overcome people-pleasing behaviors and become your own best advocate. It's also something I offer on my website, coachingwithmsd.com. It's free to download if you subscribe. And yes, subscribing is free. You just sign up for my email list and you can have this. And it's a great little workbook that goes over all of these things that I'm going to discuss with you, with options to write it down. And it's something that you can hold on to and watch your growth. You can print it out or save it to your desktop. So pause before you say yes. What I want you to do is to create space to consider your true needs. People pleasers often respond on autopilot. They don't even realize they're doing it sometimes. So the next time someone asks you for your time or your energy or help, listen to your gut instincts. Maybe your gut stinks, but I want you to listen to your gut instinct. If it's telling you no, but your autopilot is shooting and off and ready to say yes, try this first. Take a breath. It doesn't have to be loud. They don't have to know you're doing it. Count to 5. It doesn't have to be out loud. be in your head. Just pause. And then just say, let me check my schedule and get back to you. And you can be kind when you say that. Let me check my schedule and I'll get back to you. Give yourself the space to reflect on whether that request aligns with your priorities. This small space creates room for a more authentic response. Remember, every time you pause, you reclaim your power. Every time you pause, you reclaim your power. Step 2, identify your core values. Use them as a compass when making decisions. Let them direct you. When you know what truly means to you, what truly matters to you, it becomes easier to make more aligned decisions. So maybe you don't know. Maybe you've never actually sat down and thought about it. So here's what I'm going to suggest. Journaling. Take a journal. Doesn't have to be pretty, although I do sell pretty ones on my website. A notebook, and just write down your top 3 to 5 values. What are they? Family, growth, honesty, health, work-life balance. Then ask yourself, does this request honor my values or compromise them? Your values are going to act as that compass, and it's going to guide you to either say yes to what fuels you and no to what drains you. And no is my favorite word because no opens up possibilities. So practice small no's. If you're uncomfortable with it, practice in these small ways. Build confidence with low-stake boundaries. Saying no doesn't have to feel scary, so start small. When you order your coffee, say no to extra toppings unless you want them. But if you don't want them and they're trying to get you to put extra whipped cream or whatever else on your coffee, say no. Say no to that work request when your plate is already full and you know you don't have the time. Say no to a plan to go out when you know you need rest. And you can tell your girlfriends or your boyfriends or your guy friends or whoever your friends are, you know what? I love you guys. Can't do it this weekend. Each small no builds the muscle of self-advocacy. And I'm going to repeat that. Each small no repeats the muscle of self-advocacy. I can't say it again, see? Of self-advocacy to making the bigger ones easier over time. And as I said earlier, here's why no is so powerful. Because if you say no to one thing, it could open up opportunities to saying yes to others. So now you hate conflict. Reframe that conflict. Not everything has to be a conflict. Not every conversation has to be conflict. See it as healthy, not harmful. Many people pleasers fear that saying no equals rejection or conflict, but that's not necessarily the case. Here's the truth. Boundaries strengthen relationship. They don't ruin them. And you don't have to demand somebody follow your boundaries. You are creating these boundaries for your mental well-being. Healthy disagreement allows for honesty and respect. And I'm just going to draw on something today that my husband and I were listening to on television. And I'm not going to make this political at all, but it was two people from different political spectrums. And we are living in a very polarized climate right now. And we were fascinated at this conversation because they both agreed on everything the reporter was asking them, because at the end of the day, we're all human beings and we really all do have the same priorities. And my husband and I looked at each other and we were like, that was amazing. And we came to the same conclusion. We can have a healthy disagreement, It just allows for honesty and respect. And think of no as a way to create space, the space we talked about earlier, for a deeper, more authentic connection, opening up those opportunities, right? 5, advocate for yourself daily. Simple scripts to express needs clearly. Start using short, clear statements that honor your needs. And here's a few you can borrow. That doesn't work for me. I need time to recharge tonight. I've had a long week. Here's what I need to feel supported. Every time you speak up, you send yourself a powerful message. My needs matter. You deserve to be your own best advocate. Self-care is the best care. You matter. And it's this analogy that I love, that I hear people say all the time, and it really means a lot to me. And it's something I repeat all the time. When you're on an airplane and they talk about the airplane going down, God forbid, and you have your oxygen mask, you have to put your oxygen mask on first before you can save someone else. Self-care is the best care. So be your best advocate. So let's just review one more time. What are the 5 things? Pause before you say yes. Just pause. Take that breath. However you can do it, find a way to just pause before you say yes. Yes, not ness. Yes. Identify your core values. And if you don't know what they are, journal them. Write them down. Think about them. Have a discussion with your friends about them. Have a discussion with your partner about it. Have a discussion with your parents about it. Practice small no's. Saying no opens up opportunities. Reframe conflict. It doesn't have to be a conflict. It could be a conversation. And advocate for yourself daily. Self-care is the best care. So today, I just want you to remember this before we leave. Breaking free from people pleasing will not happen overnight. It takes practice, patience, and compassion for yourself. But each small step helps. And I said I wasn't going to talk at you, but I'm pointing at you. But each small step helps you reclaim your energy, your confidence, and your voice. This is today's chat. That's it for today's sip on this. Taking a sip. My throat's a little dry. Thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for sharing your time, your coffee, your tea, your wine, whatever it is you're drinking. And if something resonated with you, I'd love for you to subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss future conversations. And you can do that on YouTube, Spotify, Apple. You can follow me on TikTok. And if you're feeling that itch for a career pivot, or would like to shift the focus to your own needs and want to build your confidence, check out my coaching services at coachingwithmsd.com. Until next time, keep sipping. Sorry for those of you who have misophonia. Keep growing, and remember to live your life as your authentic self, your version, no one else's. Have a great day.